Hey guys, and welcome to episode 10 of Surg's single player survival series, season 1. I'm out here, and you can see that I moved a lot of my wood that was out here. All of my machines are running just fine, and the charcoal situation, while not the greatest, it's manageable. Now keep in mind that the server shuts down, or the game shuts down when I'm not on, because this is a single player game after all. And in my chest here, you can see I'm getting a lot of different types of materials. I moved some of my clay inside. Let's go inside since it's kind of loud out here. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pick a little bit of this cotton because I kind of want to make that a quieter running tree farm. And for that, I'm going to need a decent amount of wool. These are almost grown, so that'll give me some more ender pearls. And then here, I actually put an iron door with some obsidian pressure plates. Now those are from the, I believe it's from a pressure plate mod. What's it called? Let's see here. It's called obsidian pressure plates. Now they add all different kinds, some that you can make silent. You can make them so that they're basically invisible. But the thing is with obsidian pressure plates, which is just two pieces of obsidian next to each other, they will only react to a player. So if a zombie is standing out here, it's not going to affect it. It's only a player. And that's why I set that up. And the iron door is just because I did turn on all of the new mobs. So any zombies or special kinds of zombies or anything like that, I don't want them busting down my door. I also moved a good amount of my wood over here, and it's making charcoal. It's slow, but it's going. Now, I have to keep an eye on the charcoal that I have here because that's still basically powering the furnace here. Now you can see that a lot of the power is gone and it's going back up, but that's because I charged up my backpack. And if we go down here, I actually did change this over to wood instead of coal. I kind of want to keep the coal that I have, at least until I have some automated mining going. So charcoal work and it'll still get me creosote oil. One thing to note that I did say before that was wrong was the coal coke. When you put it in a blast furnace, it actually takes 2 pieces of coal coke to make 1 piece of steel. It takes 4 pieces of charcoal. So it just means that I have to put more charcoal in here. But we have plenty of steel. One other thing that I wanted to mention before we get started is I do have a little bit of special news. One, at the end of this episode, because it's episode 10, and I've never done this before, but you know what? I thought there are some people that like to play along, and for those that want something exactly like my base, I'm going to go ahead and upload the world. I do have a forum on Minecraft, the Minecraft forums, and I'll go ahead and put that link in the description, and at the end of this episode I will upload the world for you to play with. The second thing of note is when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will allow one person to come on the server, or in this world. I'll go ahead and port it over to a multiplayer world for that episode. And basically one person can come and join me for this, for an episode. So the only thing that I ask is that you have a mic, because obviously nobody wants to type. And just go ahead and send me a video reply. Now I have received one from Plasma Blazer, and so he's definitely in that running. And what'll happen is when I do hit 1,000 subscribers, then what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go and randomly select someone. So let's make a music box, note block, and surround that with wool. That's why I needed some cotton. And now we have a sound muffler. Nice. And we'll throw that in there. I like to keep my inventory semi-clean. And we throw the steel in here. So we do have enough steel. Actually, while we're going out there, let's grab our steel and our rolling machine and we'll get back into the build that we were doing before. So let's come out here though. And you know what? I kind of want it up higher. Do I have? No. Let's see. Let's grab some cobblestone. Now, I don't know if the trees growing will get rid of this. Actually, just in case. You know what? We can do with one less tree. So let's go ahead and just put this right here. And that should make it nice and quiet right there. I was going to make it up a little bit higher, but then if a tree grows, it might go ahead and replace this with, you know, wood or leaves or something like that. Right here, it just means that one tree won't get planted right here. So hopefully that's a little bit quieter on the tree farm. Let's see. Once it goes ahead and harvests this. Oh, so much better, isn't it? Okay, perfect. And it's not really affecting these engines because they are a little ways away. So let's go ahead and put our rolling machine right here. And I'm going to need some steel plates. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and use all of the steel. And this is going to take a little while. Not a long time, but a little bit. And it's about to get dark. So I'm going to let this finish. Make sure to sleep through the night. And then I'll be right back when we have all of our plates. So now we have all of the steel plates that we need. And we should be able to make the steam oven. So we're just going to need a couple of furnaces and those steel plates. And I'm going to need 2 sets of these. So let's go ahead and get 2 furnaces and surround both of them with these steel plates. 1, 2. And that'll get us our 8 steam oven blocks that we need. And what I can do now is let's go ahead and come right over here. And let's see. Now this has an internal buffer, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it down right over here. And I don't happen to have a chest. So let's make a workbench for out here. Why not? And I like these crafting stations better. So let's put this, we'll put it just right here. And a chest. And I'll put that right here on this side. So that way it still has a place to put its charcoal and it'll run out of the wood that's inside of it. And right here, what I want to do is I want to put my steam oven. So let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, and just like that, and it should form. And what this will do is it'll take the steam directly from the boiler, and it will create wood. Now, it'll take wood, and it'll create charcoal. So we'll see that here in just a second. There it goes. And it'll refill right from the boiler. Now we just need a way to get this charcoal out and back into the boiler, which isn't hard. What we should be able to do is go grab, I should have some item ducts. And I only need 2 of them. So let's see, good, we have 4. So 2 of those, we'll grab the pneumatic servo. And out here, let's go around our tree farm. Out here I'll put 1 right here, and I'll wrench that to be output. Go ahead and throw my servo in there and tell it to ignore redstone signal. And then nope, that's not going to work. I'm going to need 1 more, because I need it to be down. Oh, you know what? I'll just move it. So let's put it down here, because it does need to go into the firebox. So output, pneumatic servo, ignore redstone signal, and there it goes. And it should start pumping charcoal right in here. There it goes. And this will keep my steam boiler plenty filled up. There is no way that my steam boiler will now run out of charcoal. And this will fill up with wood, but you know what? We're producing so much wood, it's not a problem. So now we have our steam boiler fixed. It's never going to run out, and we have an excess of power. We actually have an excess of steam too, so we might do something with these steel plates. But if you remember, I do want to start producing fuel. So let's get everything together to do that. We're going to need our ender tank. We should have the refinery here. And I actually want to take my rolling machine. How am I doing on iron? I'm okay on iron. You know what? We'll take half a stack and see what that... Well, about 3/4 of a stack. And I'm also going to need some glass. I have glass panes. That's good. I'm going to need a lever or 2. Probably just 1. And let's see. We don't have any fluid ducts. Well, for right now, we'll grab the 1 that we have, and we can make a couple more. And I believe fluid ducts are copper. We'll make that much, and lead. Is that right? Lead and copper. Yeah, fluid ducts. Now, just like the other ones, these you cannot see through, but it's fine. And I'm also going to need some pneumatic servos. So let's go ahead and grab a little bit of glass. Might as well make 3. A little bit of iron. I'll just grab the whole stack. And some redstone. I think that's backwards. There we go. And we should be able to come right out here, making sure we have enough daylight. Let's see how we want to set this up. I wonder if I have any golden kinesis pipes. I need some way to move around a bit faster too. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now we should be able to set up our production line for fuel. So, what we should be able to do is come right here. Yeah, this is a good spot. And we'll go kinesis pipes here, and then come up to the refinery, and we'll place this down facing this direction. Go ahead and cover this back up. And then right here, I should be able to do my ender tank and fluid ducts. So let's do ender tank right here and fluid ducts. And say that output, so that'll automatically start pumping the oil into here. It'll create fuel, and then we want to take our rolling machine, and I'll just set it up right here again. And I need to make more iron plates. So let's see if that's enough. I'm going to give this a second, let this finish. It's not going to take too long, but actually, that should be enough. What I want is a good amount of storage of fuel. Now, it's just temporary. I will find a more permanent place for it, but for right now, I'm just going to set it up right here. And what we can do with these iron plates is go ahead and do 2 like this, and we'll make a... No, that's not right. There we go. All 4, and we're doing an iron tank wall. 24 should be okay. And let's go ahead and... You know what? I'll just put it right here. And what we're going to do is make an iron tank. And so I'm going to make a 3x3, but you can see that these could be 3, 5, 7, 9. It varies how big you want them. But I'm going to go ahead and just do a 3x3 and then 4 high. That's the smallest iron tank that you can make. And we're going to need a little bit more. So let's make one more set here. And that should finish that off. And then what I'm going to do is take these other iron plates, and we should be able to make the gauges, which is basically glass, or glass panes. And I'll make 1 set for now and see if we need another set. I don't think we do. And right here, let's just do 1, and I'll put a valve there. And that's why I grabbed a lever. So if we clear this out, we should be able to make the iron tank valve. And it needs some iron bars. So that's why I have a little bit more iron. And we'll just make 1 set of these. Now the way that these work is they're inlet and outlet valves. And we're going to need to get down here. If you put one on the very bottom center, right here, it will automatically eject. So we don't need to worry about, putting like a pneumatic servo. And just so I have them set up, I'm going to go ahead and put a few fluid ducts coming out this way. And I'm going to go ahead and sleep through the night real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have this set up here. Oh. See? It's one of those special mobs. Make sure that I don't get snuck up on by any creepers. And let's do output here into our tank. So we should be able to go ahead and whack this and throw a servo right in here. And ignore redstone signal. So that should start pumping our fuel right into the iron tank here. And the other fuel that I have in this, I can easily take my buckets and just go ahead and grab it and throw it right into the tank here as well. I'll probably do that the rest of it off camera. So now what I want to do is I want to get this fluid duct over to my base. So let's see if we go down right here, just one under. And we should come right into our basement. Yeah, see, right there was our blast furnace. And right into our basement. Hopefully we have enough fluid ducts. I might have to make a few more. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to make more. So let me go ahead and get this ran over to where I need it to. I'm going to make a few more fluid ducts, and I'll be right back and we can get started on the semi-fluid generator. You know, I actually decided that I want to move this tank now before it gets really filled up with fuel. And you can see right now it has less than a bucket of fuel in it, and that's because I moved most of it over to here. I'm not worried about losing just a little bit. I'd rather lose a little bit now than losing a lot later. So let's go ahead and take this down. Yeah, let's use our drill. And that'll be much faster here. And once I get this down, what I want to do is move this into my basement. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you can change the tank and it will retain its fluid as long as you don't break that center block. That was right here. Unfortunately, I did, so it is going to lose that little bit of fluid that was inside of it. Now, there's still a lot that was in the fluid ducts here. You can see that these are still full of fuel, so most of it's still going to be right there. And I think where I'd like to put it is right here. Yeah, I don't need it to be in the ground. So let's get all of the pieces that we need and just reset it up right here. And I'm going to put the tank gauge on the bottom, and the other one I'm going to put on the top here. And I'll have to reset up torches. And then the rest we should be able to do with the glass here, and as soon as it forms it should start filling. There we go. And that's just because of what was in the fluid ducts already. So let's put a torch here, and we'll put a torch here, and that should take care of the lighting. And then outside, we'll take our fluid ducts and just connect it straight off to the refinery. So it'll still get refined right here. It'll just be stored under the base, which is probably better because when we have more power and I'm able to transport it over to our base, then we don't have to worry about storing stuff way over here. And let's see, I don't need this here. We can go ahead and put our fluid ducts right over to here. And that should automatically start pumping the fuel out. And once again, sleep through the night. So we have our nice big tank down here, starting to store fuel for us. And we want to be able to do something with that fuel and create some power over here. See how we're doing. Looks like we ran out of charcoal. So let's go ahead and throw just a little bit in here. And I'm going to need one more machine before we can make the semi-fluid generator. So if we look up IC2 right here, we can see, let's pull up the semi-fluid generator here. We need universal fluid cells, which are pretty easy to make. But we also need a geothermal generator, and to make that we need empty cells. Well, they can only be made in one machine, and that's the metal former. What the metal former does is basically it's like our hammer and our cutter in one, in a machine. So let's see if we can find it here, metal former. Now if you look here, you can see that it takes 10 EU per tick to run, but it'll only run on 32 max EU. So I made another transformer upgrade, because we're going to need it if we want to use this machine. So I made an electronic circuit and basic machine casing already, because you've seen me make those before, but a toolbox is new. So we're going to need a couple of chests and some bronze item casings. Luckily I have some bronze. So let's go ahead and make 2 chests. So we're going to need 16 wood. 2 chests. And we're going to need a couple of bronze item casings. So there's our bronze plates and items casings. And there we go. We have our 2 toolboxes we need. And we're going to need some coils. So just a few uninsulated copper cables around iron. So I might need some more copper. I might need a new hammer too. I definitely need a new hammer. Let's grab a little bit more iron. And I should have some sticks around here. And might as well grab some more copper. Hopefully this should be, well actually, this definitely should be the last hammer I need to make. So let's go ahead and make, let's see if it's 2, so we're going to need 6 more. Let's try this. See how many that makes us. Grab our cutters and okay, looks like we're going to have some extra. We just need a little bit of iron. And there's our coils. So metal former, what am I missing? Electronic circuit, basic machine casing, toolboxes. It might be because they don't stack. And coils. And we get our metal former. And we do have our transformer upgrade. And I am going to need a few cables to get it connected. So let's set this up right here. So I want to break this one here, and I'm going to need to break that one there. I'm going to put my metal former down and throw our transformer upgrade. And if we go downstairs, then we should be able to go ahead and hook it all up. And just like so. 1 and 2. There we go. So now if we go back upstairs, it should have power now. Let's check it out. So the metal former is really cool. We can take an iron ingot and do extruding mode, and that should go, and once it's done, get us some of the uninsulated copper cabling. Now, one nice thing about the metal former is for some things, you will get more than what you got if I use the cutters. If I use the cutters on copper, keep in mind that it's only going to get me 2. So, with the metal former, it'll get me 3. And also, I didn't have to use the hammer first. This will go ahead and basically act like a hammer and a cutter all in one. And we can change the mode. So we can change it to hammer mode, we can change it to cutter mode, or we can do extrude, which is basically both of them. And if we put a tin ingot in here, actually, let's change this to rolling. So that way it gets us a tin plate. And then if we take the tin plate and change this to extruding mode, it should get us those cells that we need. Where was it? The empty cells. And I believe that's right. Tin plate. Yeah. Why did it not work? Oh, there it goes. So now we have our empty cells, and we should be able to take our generator and make a geothermal generator. So we're just going to need some iron item casings. And I don't have any iron on me. So we'll grab just a little bit of iron, and this will make it really easy if we just use the rolling and throw one piece in there. Let's see. How many did we need? 2. That'll get us our plates, and we can pop it back through again. Now, yes, it's slower than using the hammer, but I don't have to worry about durability. And item casings. And so we should be able to take a little bit of glass and our current generator. I just want to make sure that I get everything all at once. We're going to need a few universal fluid cells, which are just some tin item casings around a glass pane. And that makes us 1. And we're going to need 4 of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll get our item casings going. And then other than that, we're just going to need some iron item casings. So that's 2 more pieces of iron. Let's make sure that this gets nice and topped up. And for the moment, I'm just going to take the charcoal out. So I'm going to let this metal former finish, and I'll be right back and we can put it all together. So now we should have everything that we need. We just need to pick up this generator. And remember, you always want to use your wrench. And I went ahead and ran the fluid ducts back there, so that way they're already ready. So let's see here. We should be able to take our generator and convert that into a geothermal generator. And then we should be able to make these universal cells and go ahead and make our semi-fluid generator. Geothermal and our iron item casings. And there we go. Semi-fluid generator. So let's plop this down. And it should start to get filled up with the fuel that we have downstairs. And we just need to get it running. Oh, there it goes. So now it should create a good amount of power for us. I wonder how much this is actually generating. Unfortunately, it doesn't really tell us. But I can tell you right now, that is a lot faster than the generator we were running before. And it's going to be a lot more forgiving on the fuel. Unfortunately, guys, it looks like we have hit that wrapping up point, actually a little over. But I wanted to make sure to finish this before we ended the episode. Remember, as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be allowing one person to join me for one episode on this world here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys later.